Hello and welcome to Clearview Television. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Muslims in Nigeria join other faithful around the world to celebrate Eid al-Fitr to mark the end of Ramadan. Kaduna State NLC chairman laments continuous kidnap of its members by bandits as Edo State governor increases workers' minimum wage to 40,000 naira monthly. And in South Africa, more reactions trailed the booing of President Cyril Ramaphosa out of May Day rally by workers. I am Florence Joshua with this and more. The festival of Eid al-Fitr, the festival of fast breaking, is an important religious holiday celebrated by Muslims worldwide that marks the end of Ramadan, the Islamic holy month of fasting. The holiday celebrates the conclusion of the 29 or 30 days of dawn to sunset fasting during the entire month of Ramadan. Clearview TV's May Okon, who observed the celebration in Abuja City Center, brings us an up-close of what the event means to the faithful.
During the Eid al-Fitr celebration, Muslims gather in mosques or open spaces and offer 2 units of prayer called rakats. The prayers are followed by a sermon in which the Imam asks for forgiveness, mercy, and peace for every being across the world. It is a tradition to wear new clothes and on the way to the mosque, eat something sweet such as a date and recite a small prayer called takbir. For many Muslims, Eid al-Fitr is a festival to show gratitude to Allah for the help, as well as strengthening them throughout the month of Ramadan to help them practice self-control.
Having started the Ramadan from the beginning to the end is a thing of gratitude. We thank Almighty Allah for allowing us to see the end of the Ramadan, and we are here to celebrate, to thank Allah and to rejoice. For it's not everybody that started it that is seeing the end of the month. So for us to be alive, to have done all the things that we are supposed to do during the month of Ramadan, we thank God, and that is why we are here to celebrate.
Things are very difficult, as we all know how the country is right now, but we still give thanks to God. Honestly, the Salah, we can't say that it's better than the previous one because of things are very difficult, but we still find our way. By the special grace of God, we thank God for everything. The fasting wasn't hard because of it came through during the rainy season, so we find it very difficult compared to other years. So we thank God for everything.
The fasting that I do is very easy for me. I love the fasting because I really love it because I never get something that can disturb me on something that I love it so much.
However, some other celebrants said this year's celebration fell far below their expectations compared to that of the previous years, blamed it on economic hardship.
This Salah celebration this year, I think it's better than the Corona year, for example, last year. But it's not as better as before Corona year. And you can see how Nigerians are suffering because this park is being locked down. And this is the only park they have in the north that make people, friends connect together and happy. But since it is locked down, it has been quiet. Another thing is the economy. The economy of the country, we know that it has been on the downside before. Now, after the coronavirus, the economy is improving. But all things being equal, the money is not circulating because anybody that is alive, every celebration is meant for you to rejoice with your God. But we hope better years are yet to come.
It's money. They say it's 500 or 200 before we enter. When we enter, you want to climb the horse again. The same thing 500. The cameraman is 500. Everything was so expensive. There is no money. I was so surprised. Everything was so high here because before normally Millennium Park is free where we used to enter. It's free.
The Sultan of Sokoto and President General, Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Alhaji Sa'ad Abubakar III, had declared May 2nd, 2022 as the first day of Shawwal, 1443 AH in Nigeria. In a statement on Saturday signed by the chairman, Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Sultanate Council Sokoto, Professor Sambu Jonaidu, the Sultan facilitated the Nigerian Muslim Ummah and wished them Allah's guidance and blessings. He urged the Muslim Ummah to continue to pray for peace, progress and development of the country while wishing all Nigerians a happy Eid al-Fitr. The first Eid al-Fitr was celebrated in 624 CE by the Prophet Muhammad and his companions after their victory in the Battle of Badr, a turning point in Muhammad's struggle with his opponents among the Qadrash in Mecca during the early days of Islam. Imefon Okun, reporting for Clearview Television.
Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar this Monday joined thousands of other Muslims in Yola to celebrate the 2022 Eid al-Fitr celebration, marking the end of one of the month of Ramadan fast. The presidential hopeful used the forum to call for peaceful coexistence as a pinnacle for meaningful development.
That was the Chief Imam at the Modibo Adama Central Mosque in Yola, Kadi Ahmadu Boy, offering special rakat prayers after conducting the Eid sermon in which he called for peace and unity of the nation. At the prayer ground, Governor Ahmadu Fintri called on the people of Adamawa State to reflect on the significance of the Ramadan by being their brother's keeper. He also cautioned politicians to practice the lessons learned during the Ramadan by playing by the rules rather than engaging in heating up the polity.
We are gradually going to an era of politics, and I think we should also move in with the spirit that we have learned during the fasting period, that we should respect one another and play according to the game.
The governor later led some members of the State Executive Council to pay homage to the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Atiku, a PDP presidential hopeful, seized the opportunity to call on Muslims and other Nigerians to embrace love and peace for the purpose of ensuring even development of the country.
We have seen significant improvement in our educational system and healthcare system, and it is only our hope and prayers that the people of Adamawa State will give you another Monday.
At the Yola Eid Ground for the special prayers were top politicians, businessmen, and professionals in different fields of endeavors. They include the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Aminu Abbas, and the Secretary to the State Government, Malam Bashir Ahmed, and a host of others. Joy Intuem reporting for Clearview Television.
As Muslims the world over celebrate Eid al-Fitr to mark the end of the holy month of Ramadan, Muslim faithful in Edo State have been charged to show commitment to God by giving to the needy. The Imam Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, Malvin Sahid Ahmad, gave the charge during the Eid prayer in Benin City, the state capital. Clearview TV's correspondent Nafisa Bello completes the report.
And Allah loves whenever a person for his sake is providing the ease and creating the means so that he will be the happy on these kind of occasions.
That's the Imam of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, Maulvi Shahid Ahmad, admonishing worshippers at the Eid prayer ground on the importance of giving to the less privileged in the society. After offering the Eid prayer, the Maulvi, speaking with News May, harped on being generous to the needy, adding that it is one of the many ways of getting closer to God.
The way we have passed the 30 days of the month of Ramadan, the way we remain hunger and thirsty and all this, the issue was behind that we should remember all those our brothers and the people, those who are less privileged, and try to ease, provide the ease to them. As I mentioned in my sermon, that is the basic, the happiness and the joy hidden in this, the very event.
Other Muslim faithful took turns to express gratitude to Almighty Allah for the successful completion of the just concluded Ramadan fast, which lasted 30 days. They also prayed for Allah's intervention on various challenges bedeviling the country.
So we are happy to witness this Eid in good health and for the good prayers of our members. And we pray to God to have mercy on our country God should have mercy on our country. There is hardship in this country now, total hardship. Only Almighty can solve it. We should put faith in God. If we put faith in God, God will solve our problem.
We are very happy. We just completed our fasting. After difficulty, Almighty Allah says, "Come ease." We should be kind to the less privileged, and we should do good deeds to our government, to other people. So that is what Islam is for.
Let the rich help the poor. If the rich is able to help the poor, there will be a bridging gap of poverty in the society. And when there is bridging gap of poverty, there will definitely be security. Because what leads to insecurity? When the poor don't have anything to eat or something, they then resort to either stealing or doing all immoral acts to have money to feed, most especially. But if the rich can help the poor, I believe the society will be a better place for everybody.
Love your neighbor, love everybody, whether they are Christian or Muslim, love everybody the way you love yourself.
Eid al-Fitr, also known as the festival of breaking the fast, marks the end of the Islamic holy month of fasting and intense prayers, Ramadan. Nafisa Bello, reporting for Clearview Television.
It's good news for state civil servants in Edo State, as the state governor, Godwin Obaseki, has announced an upward review of the state minimum wage from the current 30,000 naira to 40,000 naira in commemoration of the 2022 Workers' Day celebration. Addressing the workers at the ceremony, which had at the Samuel Ogunediyan Stadium in Benin City, Governor Obaseki said, born out of the harsh economic challenges in the country, the governor also notes that his administration places a premium on the pensioners' welfare.
We are very, very cognizant of what is going on in the country today. You and I know that even the minimum wage of 30,000 naira can barely sustain a family. So it will be immoral and mindless of us to continue to pretend that we do not know that our workers are suffering. Accordingly, the government of Edo State has now decided to review the minimum wage for Edo State workers to 40,000 naira a month. There is no doubt that the financial implication will be heavy and put additional burden to government. But as a government, we are prepared to make the sacrifices so that the workers can live a better life. We took interest in and made a priority of payments of outstanding pensions to our pensioners, in spite of the fact that these pensions were owed by previous administrations. Today, we have almost cleared all the arrears. In fact, we have cleared all outstanding pension arrears. And we will now focus on making the adjustments required.
Our journalist, NUJ, the people with the largest pen, medical heart. Thank you very much, NUJ.
As Nigerians marks Workers' Day, the Kaduna State Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Ayuba Suleiman, has lamented that the productivity and safety of the workers in the state have been largely affected by the banditry and terrorism in different parts of the state. Suleiman said rural communities like Giwa, Bernangwari, Kaura, Zango, Kataf, Kauru, and Igabi local government areas of the state have become hotbed for kidnapping, with some of the victims killed in the process. While others paid ransom to secure their release, he called on the federal government to rise up to its responsibility of protecting the lives and properties of the citizens. The President Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasin, Festus Osifo, wants the government to impose more stringent and punitive sanctions against persons that indulge in illegal refining of petroleum products to serve as deterrent to other criminal-minded persons. Osifo implores the three tiers of government to set up efforts at protecting petroleum pipelines in the country.
Death of more than 100 persons at the Alaize Forest in Imo State due to illegal oil refining activities has left a sour taste in the mouths of many concerned Nigerians and groups within the Nigerian oil sector. Among the groups is Pangasan, a key player in the oil sector, which its consistent appeals to the authorities to put an end to the illegal activities have continuously been ignored. At a news briefing in Lagos, Pengassan President Festus Osifo wondered why its advice has been left unheeded.
What will happen to these officers? What will happen to these men of a force is nothing. But if those 100, those 200, you deal with them decisively, using the instrument of a law, tomorrow, when you bring new sets of people there, they will be careful.
Pengassan particularly questioned the government's nonchalance to protecting the citizens from the deadly activities of illegal oil refiners, saying it is responsible for investors withdrawing their continued participation in the sector, since their investments are not being protected by the government.
You'll be surprised that at the same point where you put those JTF officers, at the same point that they will start tapping the products from. So, as an investor, what will you do? So, it is clearly failure of governance.
Recall that recently the federal government admitted that Nigeria was losing about $4 billion annually to illegal refining activities and crude oil theft through pipeline vandalism. Joy Ntwem reporting for Clearview Television.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview Television. The news returns after the break.
Listen to this truth. We are growing by the day and our viewership keeps growing on our different platforms. We are inviting you to advertise your goods and services with us at incredibly low rates. And do you have news for us? Script or video? Please contact us through our email address clearviewnewsroom@gmail.com or WhatsApp line 080-650-30-300. Again, 080-650-30-300. Welcome on board.
Welcome back. More support groups are voicing their support for the emergence of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo as the preferred flag bearer of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). One of such groups, the Dolapo Osinbajo Friends and Fans Support Group (DOF), at a news briefing this Monday in Abuja, the nation's capital, beckoned on all eligible Nigerians to come out en masse and vote for Professor Yemi Osinbajo should he emerge as the APC's presidential candidate at the party's primary fixed for 30th May and 31st May 2022. According to the convener of the DOF support group, Bolanle Kaji Hausa, the outstanding qualities of the Vice President Osinbajo stands him out as the man whom the cap fits to take Nigeria to the next level come 2023.
Worthy of note that within this 7 years tenure so far, as Vice President, Professor Osinbajo has served Nigeria, outstandingly playing key support role to his principal, His Excellency, President Muhammadu Buhari. This is not far-fetched, considering the tremendous achievements government has recorded in the last 7 years under the President Muhammadu Buhari being part and parcel of this administration. Professor Osinbajo is equipped to tackle the problems cutting across the socio-economic insecurity and the infrastructure challenge facing our nation. Aside, Professor Osinbajo's most intimidating profile is his exemplary family life, particularly the loyalty of his beautiful wife, Her Excellency Mrs. Dolako Oshibajo, to him again, to Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Aisha Buhari.
The Dove Support Group says it's open to working with other support or political groups, professional bodies, trade unions, and civil society organizations committed to ensuring the victory of an Osibajo presidency in the 2023 general elections. No fewer than 9 persons have been confirmed dead after a 3-story building collapsed in a Butemeta area of Lagos State. The affected building, located at number 838 Ibadan Street along Herbert Macaulay Way, went down on Sunday night. The National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) said the mother and her child were among those recovered dead from the rubble. NEMA Zonal Coordinator on the Southwest, Ibrahim Ferlinyoye, who confirmed this, revealed that 23 people have been rescued so far. The latest incident is the second building collapse to be recorded in the Yaba-Ebutemeta axis of the state in almost 3 months. A 30-year-old man, Haruna Abdullahi, and a 45-year-old Adamu Danjuma died in a pit toilet at Aku village in Gaya local government area of Kano State, while making efforts to recover a cell phone from a pit toilet. This was disclosed in a statement by the Public Relations Officers of Kano State Fire Service, Saminu Abdullahi. Abdullahi in the statement said the incident occurred on Sunday morning. Abdullahi said the victims were, however, brought out of the pit latrine unconscious and later confirmed dead, while their corpses were headed over to the village head of Aku, Adamu Ishaku. The public relations officer said the Abdullahi entered the toilet with the intention to pick his cell phone when he fell inside and got trapped. His brother Janjuma went inside to rescue him and he got trapped too. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa had to leave a May Day rally after workers stormed the stage where he was speaking, chanting, "Cyril must go." They held up signs demanding a wage increase during a ceremony in a stadium near the northwestern city of Rustenburg. The protesters who worked at a local mine have been striking for 2 weeks. President Ramaphosa tried to address the miners' concern but was greeted by booing. The workers want an annual salary pay rise of 1,000 rand, in demand which President Ramaphosa addressed directly. The president said, "We have heard that message and will be dealing with that matter." That's the news for now. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Muslims in Nigeria on Monday joined their fellow believers worldwide to celebrate the Eid Fitr after a month-long fasting. Some Muslims faithful across the country recounted their experiences as they thronged amusement parks to bond with family members and friends. Kaduna NLC chairman has described as lamentable the continuous kidnap of its members by terrorists. This came as Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki surprised its workers with an unpaid review of the minimum monthly take-home from 30,000 naira to 40,000 naira. We also told you that mixed reactions have trailed the booing of South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa out of a May Day rally after workers stormed the stage where he was making his speech, chanting, "Cyril must go." Remember to like us on Clearview Television on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Clearview TV, and follow us on Instagram at Clearview TV_NG. And also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clearview TV. I am your host, Florence Joshua. Thank you for watching.